Great plot point. May's gone missing. That's all we know. Stage 34, 6. Let us go. Use a team of 1 or fewer members. I don't think I have a choice. And deploy a mech. Who's it first? Oh, Aichan. What? Also, this one's, I think, slightly longer than the previous act because it's 6 stages instead of 5. So we're going to be here for a bit longer. Oh, dude, Aichan? What the hell? Oh my god. We're starting off with water. I might tweak the sound here, hold up. Where'd my audio go? My audio! I need to tweak it a bit. So I'm not dying to the deafness. Bam. The dream was a sleeping whale that ruthlessly devoured all the souls that dared to approach it. The people were plankton in the ocean of thought, drifting along the tides of dreams. And in the time that seemed to freeze solid, sounds were brought to the ears of the dreaming, won by the ebb and flow. Ebb and flow? That's a fucking auto reference, dude. No way. No, it's not. Lilia, we all know who that is, obviously. Character in the game. They're all dreaming. Who's calling my name? You're indeed in a dream. What you felt was real history projected in the stigma space. Aichan's trying to wake them up. I don't understand a thing. I'm really dreaming. In simple terms, you're trapped in a dream. If you want to regain freedom. Eren Yeager. You must find a way to escape this dream. You're not alone. Your dream is fusing together with Rosalia's. So please notice that absurdity of this dream as fast as you can and wake up from it. Okay. A sense of falling from height exploded and Lilia jolted awake. She was still in a familiar room, yet she felt empty when she looked at everything as if something was leaving alongside the dream. So dizzy was the room swaying. I'm the one shaking. Only then did she realize that Rosalia was holding her by the shoulders, shaking her vehemently. This is bad. Things are real bad. Let me go, Rosalia. Keep at it, I'm the one who'll feel real bad. They're back, boys. They're back. We're in deep trouble. We've been tricked. What do you mean by tricked? Do you mean Honkai? Of course not. Honkai beasts are nothing for us vodka girls. But aren't the Honkai beasts? Well, of course they're not monsters from a movie either. You're an idiotka who can't tell dreams from reality. I finally got a chance to call you an idiotka. Wow. Does that mean that I'm scolding myself too? True. What are you talking about? Seeing how Lilia hasn't realized, let this great wise older sister explain. We're in a dream. Rosalia described everything in the dream and Lilia got increasingly confused as the memory suppressed deep within her was evoked. That confusion quickly turned into shock. We're trapped in a dream? That's right, and this dream will only repeat one same day. Which means, if it wasn't a dream, the number of shells we've collected would have been enough to fill up the whole dorm in Salt Lake Base. You can't possibly be doubting this, can you? Well, let me think. If this isn't a dream, how can we forget Bronya and Seely, Teresa, those red and blue-haired professors, and so many others? Or do you think it's better to be in the dream? In that case, if that's the case, even if that's the case, I must bring you out of here. Although there are endless cakes to eat in our dreams and we can play games non-stop, dreams aren't real, right? No matter how many shells we pick up in a dream, we can't bring them to the reality. We can't share them with Bronya and the others. And $and $% asterisk hashtag $ hyphen. Rosalia, you're too noisy, dude. $, and asterisk hashtag and %. Oh, I can finally breathe. Okay. Listen here, Rosalia. I don't want to say in a dream, but something feels suspicious. Suspicious? Though everything here is weird, but the weirdest thing is Rosalia can actually make such a reasonable deduction. Of course I'm very smart, I'll have you know. A strange green lady woke me up and told me all this. That's not like a red flag to you, Rosalia? Yeah, this green lady, she looked like a cabbage. She just started talking to me and I was like, fuck. Alright, fair enough. I believe you. That didn't raise any flags. She also said that because our dreams sync, I guess maybe, what was it again? It's because we dreamt about the same thing, so as long as I think about meeting you, I can enter your dream. Then your strong and smart older sister can come to your rescue. How's that? Very touching, isn't it, Lilia? Do you think I'll have the same dream as Rosa? How stupid. We're sisters. What are you mumbling about? I know you must be moved beyond words, but now we've got more important things to do. We've got to beat this dream to a pulp and find Bronya and the rest. I don't think Rosa knows how to get dirty, dude. Of course, first hit me, the harder the better. Oh, dude, if there's no, like, One Punch Man animation of Lilia, like, absolutely just clonking Rosalia. They need a 2-second animation of just a One Punch Man animation of it. Ah, dude, still images, cringe. Rosalia covered her forehead with tears in her eyes and looked around hurriedly. Of course, nothing changed. Why isn't it working? It'd be stranger if it did. This chapter is good. I'm sure it is. No doubt, no doubt. Do you believe what I'm saying? It's not spoiler because I took a guess. I haven't read the story. Oh, fair enough. Okay, I'm gonna read here and there. I'm gonna read stuff here and there. And deep in this place built from consciousnesses and memories, a weak noise rang. Like a ripple in the sea or a flutter of a butterfly's wings in the wind, it was instantly drowned out by the rumbling of countless souls and left no trace behind. As such, not many could predict whether it would raise a huge tide among the waves of thoughts rushing back and forth. And so, the one dreaming was awoken by the person she dreamt of in her dream. Ah, got it, yep. The limited dream withered from the limitless souls and could no longer nourish any wish. So the dreamer walked over the withered shell of the dream and vaguely felt the universe's breath and shape. It'd be great if our story could also end that way. Silently, the consciousness of the girl from the pseudo-time crystal left the Olenyeva sisters' dreams. She held a few colorful candies in her hands, a present Rosalia gave in her dream just now. Items from dreams could not affect reality, but as a memento for receiving something from a foreign world for the first time, the girl retained it as an imaginary construct. Who would have thought, or imagined, that Rosalia would be the one to notice the truth behind their dreams? Perhaps it's because Lilia in their dreams felt different. She's a good and unexpectedly perceptive older sister. Or maybe the purer the person, the more unwavering their will. She remembered those pure and driven people she had met before and smiled. What a pity! To prevent unpredictable changes in this special time-space, I can only do this much. The rest is up to the both of you, be it breaking the constraints of your dreams or liberating the hampered future. Please amaze me, the writers of the past and the future. And as for me, according to the perception of time from the outside world, long before she had met the other Hyperion, she had already begun working quietly to disrupt the Project Stigma's operations without causing too much disturbance. She had never officially resisted Project Stigma, yet for Shixel and Anti-Entropy to quickly get back on track after their initial chaos, this time, Space Traveler was indispensable. And today, the new humans who can resist had already found their way to fight against the World Serpent. She then returned to the weakest normal human and began to shake Project Stigma directly. Although she could not directly help the humans who have fused with Stigma Space escape, she could give hints to the humans lost in dreams, anticipating that they would, more or less, realize. It's precisely because in the objective consciousness, dreams have incomparable meanings. So to meaningless lives, these dreams ironically have no value. The girl looked forward. Before her, tens of millions light orbs floated in the distorted space, shining like fireflies to her. That was what dreams look like. For that perfect world to smoothly descend upon us in the future, I must work hard too. Yeah, fair, I guess. The more dumber the person, the smarter they become, Rosalia. Yes. The dumber you are, the smarter you become. Don't sleep in too much, alright? This time... What a chaotic dream. Looks like he's a rather unfortunate person. There were rarely any consolations in an agonizing life. So in dreams, the dreamer would gather all that was blissful to build a messy and incoherent story. In return, the dream would become ironic and fragile and thus easy to break from within. I'm terribly sorry to burst your wonderful bubble, but don't worry, I can see you attaining happiness. Although it's completely different from your dreams, I believe that it'll be more beautiful and substantial than your fantasies now. Please do your best. I hope that you can escape this dream and attain real happiness that belongs to you. For someone who's far from happiness, as long as you work hard to grasp your happiness, you'll have a chance to clearly see what happiness really looks like. But according to Human's perspective of time, this was also something that she had learned recently. After Project Stigma had converged with the world before us, she had already seen countless pasts and futures of humans using the pseudo-time crystal. Yet, until she was no longer a bystander, and after she personally joined this world's operations, only then did she truly understand the hearts and emotions of humankind. She also finally realized how amazing the existence of humanity was. And she could accurately define who she was. She could not precisely define their subjective consciousness. Perhaps in the end, she could only say humans are but humans. Good and evil, selfishness and selfishness and I'm just plain retarded. Good and evil, selfishness and selflessness, hope and despair, countless conflicting characteristics clash and impossibly integrated, adding a myriad of colors to the future in their eyes. Infinite futures and possibilities are only meaningful because of these ironic egos. How astounding. It's unforgivable to imprison such lives in unchanging dreams. Although Project Stigma also purses? Is that maybe pursues? Also purses? Maybe is that meant to be pursues infinity at its core? Purses infinity? Maybe purses sounds right. I think that might be right. I just don't know how it's used in context. Purses infinity at its core. If we were to lose these individuals with infinite possibilities, how lonely this planet would be. She thought that this must be the reason why she appeared. Alright, time is ticking, let's keep going. This girl recomposed herself and reached her hand out to another orb of light. I think purses might have been the right word, I've just never used it in that context. Oh, imaginary enemies? No fucking way. What? No. There wouldn't be imaginary enemies in this game, right? What? Bum, bum, bum. Ah, that's kind of cool. Rosalia and Lilia kind of getting a lot more light right now. That's kind of a vibe. I don't mind Lilia and Rosalia getting a lot more more screen time. Oh, leave me alone. It's Infinity's purse. Gotta have some spare change to use the vending machine. Alright. Yeah, it's Infinity's purse. Yeah, it's infinite change. Yes, the most optimal situation to be in. Just have infinite change. Not infinite money, infinite change. You just got perpetually like $4 in coins though. Strange! There's an obstacle here too. Did the world server discover my involvement in the dream world? This thought flashed through Ai's mind, but she quickly denied it. Probably not. I didn't foresee that sort of future from the pseudo-time crystal. After some pondering, she decided to stick with her judgment. After all, as a bystander, this is the most I can do for the world, and for them. Let's check out the next dream. Where's it at? Oh, up top. Oh, it's a grey one. The moment she touched the shining light, she almost thought she encountered another defense mechanism resistance, but soon after, she noticed that it was the main body of the dream. This discovery raised even more suspicions in her. So even special life forms created by humans can have dreams? Oh, is that... Oh, who's a robot? Who's the robot? Klein. It's Klein's dream because she's the All-Father, the creator of all of Honkai Impact, and the final boss of Honkai Impact is Klein. Or World Serpent. World Serpent? Grey Serpent. No, rather than dreaming, this is more like a communication of consciousness. Oh, it's Grey Serpent, yeah. Grey Serpent, true. Just the numbers. A streak of light slid past her fingertip and she interpreted the dream before her seriously, her expression changing again and again. parting with childhood to think it was such a significant meaning. Clearly, all of this was beyond the future that she had seen. I almost neglected this part of the story because of the barrier created by Project Stigma in the moon's space. I also nearly forgot that humanity's will and decisions can be so laughable yet tragic. But that's precisely why they're especially moving. An electrified orb scattered at a fingertip and floated towards the light orbs in the air. Through this unique artificial mental network, she could communicate with the dreamer temporarily. Since this is your resolve, then I'll help you. Even if all I can do is record this moment of yours in the infinite past and future. I hope that your hard work will bring changes to the world just as your creator had wished for. Of course, in a good way though. What, so we're helping Grey Serpent? What the hell? I thought he was a bad guy. Oh no, a red one. Oh no. That's red is a it's a color. This is Chotomate. Even domineering Hirschers cannot escape how Project Stigma imprisons individual lives? Oh, Obito's here. What's up, dude? Let's go. You should know that everything comes at a price, my dear invader. Or should I say, outsider? What's up, Obito? Actually kind of looks goated. The golden like red and whatnot. At that moment, the atmosphere between the two inhuman beings tensed. I tilted her head, examining the Grey Serpent as if to deduce why he had appeared here, but from his reaction, he had no intentions of amiable communication. Nice to meet you, Grey Serpent. This is indeed the first time we've met, but before this, I've long admired your great reputation. On the day Project Stigma began, battleship Hyperion mysteriously went missing as if it had hidden in an undetectable place. In a single night, the fragments of the bubble universe used to imprison the Hirschers received a strange activation, connecting it to the real world. Almost simultaneously, the Shixel and Anti-Entropy respectively discovered the special information hidden behind the imaginary invasion and successfully sustained their island operation. In addition, it even included... Don't finish. I know exactly what you're saying, Mr. Grey Serpent. You've done your research. Why? Do you like reading detective novels in your free time or something like that, you weirdo? Just part of maintaining order, actually. I'm just, you know, law and order. But interestingly, despite my detailed investigation, I still found nothing about your origin. How about that, actually? Actually, I wouldn't tell you it myself, so go fuck yourself. Fine, that's alright, that's alright. This is just obligatory curiosity I have for enemies. Even if you have no origin, it doesn't stop me from treating you like foreign matter. This phrasing may be vulgar, but it's true, isn't it? Other than an external force of unknown origin, I can't imagine what sort of nameless pawn can trouble Project Stigma so. My, why is it that the more special the entity, the more it cannot understand Sai's good intentions? Be it a problematic existence like you, or those new humans who are Hirschers and awakened. So those dreams just now, you also. Yes, very regretfully. Although they are indispensable gears for the reconstructing order on Earth, to ensure that they do not make severe mistakes like hatching, I can only invite one of the key members to go back to her dreams. And looking at the content of her dream, it's not bad for her either. Gears? Question mark. Isn't it fortunate to be useful enough to act as a tool? Hey, what's up, Levi? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great day. Isn't it fortunate to be a tool? Honestly, depends what kind of tool though, right? Because if I'm like a hoe, that's pretty cringe. But if I'm like a bolt in the foundations of the world, why not? A Grey Serpent held up a dimming light orb. After all, those humans who aren't even as valuable as tools can only stay here. So as a human, it's better to make yourself a little bit more useful, actually. The world is too cramped now. There's no space for trash. Now, I finally understood why she felt disgusted with this Grey Serpent, because he looks like a cringe lord. He was truly a robot in the shape of a human, possessing neither the thinking nor warmth of life. No, more accurately, it was his cold reasoning that made him more detestable than the entities who simply possessed none. Alright then, I suppose it's difficult for you, born with a duty and all, to think outside of value and purpose. Then, as an observer who is closer to humans, let me give you a suggestion, a bit of a hint in the right direction. Humans do not have value or purpose to begin with. It is precisely because they do not objectify, they have the potential to overcome everything. Sympathizing with humans, are you now, lady? Well, sounds like you have something in common with those pretentious people from Schicksal or anti-entropy. Indeed, for the stability of people, civilization does not need a placebo. But now, people of the past are no more. Pity you chose the wrong side at the wrong time. Oh, HoTr. Although it's unnecessary, this doesn't stop the World Serpent from bestowing our form of care on humans. You mean those never-ending dreams? Vast is the power of origin. All things owe to it their beginning, and nurtures all in the universe. To them, those dreams are their entire world. In fact, their universe. Their dreams here originate from humanity's authentic memories. If not for external influences, they will be an ideal, flawless heaven. I remember a colleague who always said humans only believe in what they wish to believe in. So compared to watching everything crumble as you sink into endless solitude in unavoidable death, wouldn't it be better to welcome eternity in an ideal and mystical manner? That's more humane, is it not? Oh my god. Great stuff looks like mysticism. I guess I think that's the whole theme of it, isn't it? Humans will not stop here. I've seen the future. Oh, the privilege of an intruder. Oh, rather than a privilege, it's my personal conviction. Future sight, clairvoyance. I just want you to understand humans more, and also to understand yourself more. That's not too much to ask for, right? She threw something towards Grey Serpent, who subconsciously dodged it. The candy returned to electric discharge and Honkai energy as it flew to Grey Serpent and disappeared by his side. At the same time, a feeling similar to a neuron electrical impulse flashed through his central controller. He exploded and died. Just sharing a candy that my friends gave me. Because their dreams are a construct of imaginary space, we can feel what they feel this way. Sweet, isn't it, Grey Serpent? Grey Serpent felt a little uncomfortable. He was slightly disturbed by the woman's arrogance. He suddenly began to suspect if conversing with this outsider would really be productive. The answer was no. Regardless, she seemed more whimsical and unpredictable than he had expected. Yet she did not notice his silence. She turned another candy into electrical arcs in her hand and smiled joyfully. Oh. Oh, she, dude. But the friend who gave me this candy said in the dreams, candies have no taste and games aren't fun either. After that, she fell into another child's dream with a bam. Probably because she did not merely want the candy itself, but the moment she gets the candy, or the moment she shares the candy with someone else. But rest assured, I really did nothing to their dreams. But those dreams are too fragile. Even the slightest shock can break them. If not for more pressing issues, I think everyone would realize that they're trapped in a dream if you gave them time. In 10 or 20 years. At that time, this so-called heaven would become an unsalvageable hell. After all, although VR games are fun, being trapped in a VR game is a completely different story. Let me tell you, Sword Art Online would agree with that. 100%. Some people died in that bad boy. What a joke. A stigma is the crystal of human thoughts and will. When a human fuses with a dream, the stigma space already possesses everything the human has. You, like those pitiful unawakened ones, only believe in what you want to believe in. But humans don't have an answer. Or rather, most people don't know what they want. They search because they are lost. And they get lost in the search. They pioneer and create miracles through arduous means and finally break free from their initial confusion. So in the real world, dreams that can only repeat history cannot simulate the future they can create. Such desire, greed, or maybe unpredictability, they are the reasons why I like humans. Humans can dream at night only because they've parted with yesterday to welcome a new tomorrow. I smiled gently, saying those words. It was only then that Grey Serpent directly felt her anomaly as an existence from the outside of this world. He applauds in absolute disbelief. You sure talk a lot. But what does that have to do with Project Stigma? Alright. My job is to protect the Stigma space, not to understand these humans you speak of. Project Stigma definitely won't fail. This only is a belief that I swear my life on. Which means it doesn't matter if they are awake from their dreams. The future of those previous humans no longer exists. All in all, for civilization to end its childhood, we need them to give way. Yes, give way. Hey, what's up, King? Welcome to the stream, man. Hope you're having a great day. I should have left you to the real protagonist if I knew this was going to turn out like this. The real protagonist? This game doesn't have a protagonist. What the hell? What are you talking about? Real protagonist. But to ensure that their much anticipated future can arrive safely, I should restrain you. Who would win in a fight? Surely World Serpent is like a weak pussy, right? What the hell? I don't think World Serpent, Grey Serpent has any fighting capabilities. What the hell? Man's like a walking robot, that's it. He doesn't have no chakrams. I'm not happy about that one. Teresa Gluttony T Sigma, sorry, I missed that part because I was too enthralled by the story. Unfortunately, I've been called. I've got other things to do. Oh my god, an art. Alright, quick view, just a lady. What? Having interacted with a few dreams, she was undoubtedly familiar with her condition. A sensation one could only feel in a dream, actually. Is my consciousness merging with the stigma space? You definitely understand humans, by the way. But you don't seem to understand emulation. The stigma space gathers all of humanity's consciousness and knowledge. This means that any existence, even one as strange as you, can be captured by Project Stigma, as long as you have a consciousness similar to that of a human's. So this is why you've been arguing with me about the truth, to buy time for this capture? Well, why else would I bother discussing the previous humans with you? They're peasantry. Truthfully speaking, they could walk on their hands and I wouldn't be surprised. While you were racking your brains to speak for the humans, all your words have made you the perfect target for Project Stigma. A foreign anomaly? So what? Under Project Stigma's influence, nothing can overcome Sire's will. Regardless if it's you or Finality. In fact, even Sire himself. So you mean that I can dream? Perhaps nobody would have imagined that when the world was being reconstructed, when humanity approached the void, an observer similar to a human would try to close her distance from humanity. And because of that, she would land herself in an inescapable trap. On the contrary, this assures me, although ending this now leaves me rather unsatisfied, I have already done what needs to be done. So to me, this is evidence. Evidence that everything I'd done was not in vain. Feeling sympathy for yourself, like a human. If you also empathized with humans' dreams with your heart, you wouldn't say that. What? Should I give you a manual for cardiovascular surgery or something like that? That wasn't funny. It wasn't. It's a shit joke, Grey Serpent. I can foresee the most probable past and future for this world. Ever since I was born, I've been showing new possibilities to humanity, trying to bring them to a better future. Yet I'm not sure what a better future really entails for humans, actually. Was the help I provided really meaningful? Or was it just my wishful thinking? But in the end, Project Stigma captured me. Although this has prevented me from helping any further, it means that humanity's will has acknowledged me. Finally, I finally know that this is no wishful thinking. Isn't it something I should celebrate? For an anomaly with the potential to interfere with time and space, your vision is shockingly short-sighted. From a normal human's perception of time, as a bystander, I point the way for the world 10,000s of times every hour. But compared to doing such monotonous work, I want to support them with my heart. In the pseudo-time crystal, from a human's perspective, the time I spend with them is practically endless. It's like reading a long and dramatic story where the characters tug at my heartstrings. I smile when they are happy and I cry when they are sad. And now, as the story reaches its climax, rather than offering the future I like to them as on a silver platter, I want to tell them, you've all worked hard, I'll always be with you. That's the type of character I wish to be. It's kind of breaking a bit of the fourth wall here, I'll be honest with you. I don't like fourth wall breakingness. She's kind of just looking at us saying like, hey, I'm not going to be around anymore, but just know I'm there. It's like, no, bruh, whatever. Ha! Truly words you can say when you're on the top of the world. But regretfully, this world only needs one coordinator. She looks at Grey Serpent, her eyes full of unspeakable pity and compassion. Although every existence has its limits, you must agree that you have to rely on a potential that was neglected in the past to go further. What a pity. No, I think that all of you already understand. You just don't know yet. Oh, you understand. You just don't know it. The girl's body became fuzzy over time and finally disappeared without a trace as she merged into one with the vast world of dreams. Grey Serpent looked as she disappeared, seemingly despondent. Farewell, intruder. If you had not been blinded by humans, we'd have had more constructive topics to discuss. The world sank into silence again. To be reacquainted with one's life in a dream, only to fall back into a chaotic dream. Yes, yes indeed. Ai-chan's dead, boys. Unfortunate. She just became a playable character, and now she's dead. GG's. Oh, what the fuck? I guess Elysia was in the trailer. We're in Elysium Everlasting, boys. I didn't make a coffee, dude. Oh, shit. I don't have a coffee with me. Alright, we're back in Elysium Everlasting. Want me to help you over with that chair for the rest? I'm fine, I don't know why I suddenly feel dizzy, but I feel better now, actually. Is it because of the roller coaster? I'm not sure. May didn't react at all when we were on it. You were the only one screaming just now. Bronya's ears hurt from your screams. It must be because Kiana was too loud, that's why May feels unwell. The whistling wind, humid air, and Kiana's screams. These recent sensations were seemingly jumbled together in that temporary yet intense dizziness. Then, does May still want to play? Of course, we've planned this since a month ago. It's rare to have such a long vacation. Or maybe Kiana's already had enough. I can still play all day. I can still play all week. Bronya. Haha. Although the strange dizziness had yet to fade completely, they were having a great time, their first present from Principal Teresa after Honkai had ended. Alright. The best way to show their gratitude would be to have as much fun as they could. It should be, right? Oh, fuck this music again. Oh, we have to listen to this fucking music again. Okay. So I think May's dreaming, right? This is May's been captured by the Stigma Space thing. That's who the red soul thing was. That's who the red circle was. Is May? Because what's her face? Ai-chan mentioned. Oh, even a domineering Herscher. She's the only domineering Herscher character. Kiana, May, what do you guys want to play next? How about we try whatever we see, and then we won't have to decide. What do you think? I hope the queues aren't long. Oh, there she is. Is that? Oh my god. Cuties, I heard you were all discussing what to play next, right? Yes, they were. We didn't decide anything though, so we'll just have to go with the flow and look for fun wherever we go. Oh, bit of a rhyme. Oh, that sounds great, but there are so many attractions here, it'll be a pity to only play those on one path, no? What I mean is, without a professional's help, I'm afraid you'll waste your time queuing up. When you're done with this path, everyone would already be clocking off. So this unnamed lady, are you a professional who's here to help? That's right, you're a smart one. As you can see, I'm a professional guide of this amusement park. Naturally, I answer any question that an adorable girl may have, and bring them around to have an amazing time here. But we didn't ask for a guide when we entered the park. Well, it's not too late to ask for one now. See that AI guide machine? Click customer service on the main screen and choose 5-star guide Miss Pink Elf. Isn't it super simple? Just like this and this. Look, you just have to scan the code now. Let us think about it first. Choto Mate. Don't you think she's too strange? Now that you mention it, she is a bit strange. What do you think, May? Hey, what do you think, May? True. I think it's only reasonable to reject a mysterious stranger who's overfamiliar and outwardly suspicious. But for some reason, even though they did not know each other, even though she had said to reject her, May still couldn't find a way to refuse. Watashi wa. I think she's the really pretty guide that the other guests were talking about. Looking at her appearance, she does match the description. As for her attitude, I remember all guides to be rather similar. Looks like May really wants this guide service. Since you say so, we're counting on you, Miss Alicia. I'm glad to be of help. I still don't know the name of the pretty white-haired lady. And then Alicia has a heart attack here in Caslana. The Moon Goddess! What a beautiful name. Yeah, Moondy's nuts, dude. Thanks, you have a beautiful name too. I think so too. Do you want to guess what Alicia means? I feel like this is a trick question. What Alicia means? Have I heard this name somewhere? Damn, dude. May really got absolutely bamboozled by the stigma shit, dude. Project Stigma absolutely bamboozled May. She's lost her memory of Alicia, dude. Wow, cringe lord. May unconsciously recited that name and felt as if something had fallen on her palm. Like fine sand. But just as she wanted to grasp it, it scattered in the wind. She wallowed in the frustration of having lost the answer and did not even hear anything Kiana and the others said afterwards. Until... Static in my ears. Oh. The piercing screech of a megaphone brought May back to her senses. A megaphone? Oh my, I've spoken too much. I'm just so weak to gentle and pretty girls like Kiana. At this rate, even a pro can't guarantee that you'll be able to get to play the attractions you like. So please follow Miss Pink Elf and have a great time. Oh shit, I have to move. Yeah, dude, they brought Alicia back and May doesn't remember her. Honestly, cringe Lord May. Is something wrong, May? Been awfully quiet. Just thinking what to play after catching dolls. Leave that to the guide. As a tourist, all you have to do is enjoy yourself. True. Oh, is this that fucking claw where you have to grab the characters? This is the most popular attraction in the amusement park. Doll catcher. What a huge claw machine. This isn't for catching dolls, it's for catching humans. Don't you think that doll sounds cuter and more attractive? For example, Bronya is such a doll. Sounds much cuter, right? That makes sense, but this is a different story. Don't mind the details, just think of it as a special claw machine. Tokubetsu. Anyway, before we begin, let's assign our roles. May wasn't feeling well just now, how about we let May catch us? Bronya won't be caught. Bronya. Alright. Wait, who wins? Wait, but who's winning? Bro, I'm missing, man. Oh, this is boring as hell. Oh. Oh, dude. I'm whiffing. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. It's not looking too good, boys. It's not looking too good. I've whiffed 3 times in a row. Is there any point in capturing the other one? Is it that one who puts the strong and decisive act was the first to fall into dreams? Well, it's yeah, that kind of makes sense though, right? Because it's kind of shown when it's kind of like Rosalia, the Rosalia situation. Like, the dumber you are, the stronger your will or some shit is like that. So it's like Kiana's gonna be the last person to ever like fall into a dream, right? Whilst May would be the easiest to fall into it because of it. At least I'm applying the game's logic. How is it? Did you all have fun? Of course! Thank you for bringing us here. But aren't you going to join in? It'll be more fun with another player. I'm the guide. If I lose myself in the fun and forget my job, that wouldn't be very fun now, would it? And Doll Catch is just the first highlight of the members package. Just like Big Hammer, Pirate Ship, and Balloon Pop, the queues for those are really long. You guys probably haven't tried them out yet, right? On this note, I personally recommend Balloon Pop the most. Balloon Pop. It does sound very interesting though. I'm cool with that. What about me? As long as we're together, anything is fine. Such an enviable relationship! In that case, let's play Balloon Pop. I like Balloon Pop. I wonder what you do. We're here. Balloon Pop looks really normal. I thought it'd have a complex design like Doll Catch. How naive of you. A girl game needs to proceed elegantly and calmly. An overly complex design would ruin the aesthetics. A girl game? I feel like I've heard that somewhere before. This time, the three of you can challenge each other. I'll show you how awesome Kaslana Gunkata is. Project Bunny won't lose. Such zestful pump-up speeches. Does May have anything to say? Nah. I'm the only one who took it as a game. Looks like our third contestant's a little shy. In that case, shall we cut to the chase? Hold. Wait, what did it say? Hold something? Hold. Oh, shit. Oh, it's like the... Oh, no. It's like that one thing in Elysium Everlasting that nobody liked because the aiming is shit. Dude, this is terrible on the keyboard. Oh. I have to, like, supposedly flip. Oh! No, what? Eh. Come on. Come on right there. Boom. Bam. I'm not surprised you did it with ease. What? What's the score? 42 to 16. Oh, bro, these guys are cringe. These guys don't know nothing. Bro, Bronya lost. She did reunite with Kiana and solve their conflict. It would make sense for her to finally relax. Rather bad timing for it, but I can see how this link to her form. No, I don't think May's ever a relaxed character. I don't think anything has relaxed her in any way. That's a surprising result. I think you have what it takes to be a sharp shooter. Looks like you two are left wanting more. So, shall we play another round of Pop a Balloon? Thought it was Balloon Pop. Retry? Huh? What? It's too quiet. Well, it's so quiet, sorry. They haven't spoken since the game began. Aren't they being overly serious? That's a surprising result. I think you have what it takes to be a sharp shooter. Did you just repeat what you had said? Did I? You must have heard wrong, actually. No, I'm sure you said exactly the same thing. Have you noticed, Bronya, Kiana? She did say it twice. If someone in a sci-fi flick repeats what she's said many times, Bronya will suspect she's not a human, but an android. How bold of you to assume that, Bronya? Does any one of you want to confirm it? You can pinch my face or rub my hand or something. I was only testing if that was a pitch used for by a tour guide to improve customer satisfaction. Why must everyone believe everything is done on purpose? I thought we were very close friends. Friends? Is this like actually Alicia or something? I'm confused here. Is this a... May's dreaming. I think. May's dreaming. 100%. I'm whatever. Regardless of whether I'm an android, at least I've been a great tour guide so far, right? If we say part now, we may never meet in the amusement park again. Won't it be a real pity if you miss out on a beauty such as me? Well, I know my feelings. So try to trust me a little more, okay? May was faced with a familiar choice. Furthermore, that faint dizziness clung to her nerves again. Part with the strange tour guide now, or continue to peer into Alicia's goal doubtfully. May waited for her two companions to speak their minds. Yet they were just as lost in thought and did not respond to Alicia. What's the next attraction, Alicia? You've made your choice? Then I better get serious. I'm gonna take you to the roller coaster again, but being a wise guide, I just had a better idea. What we're gonna do is experience the hidden attraction. Just a few moments later, we're here. I don't see anything. It's a treasure hunt, so what fun would it be to put the treasures at the start? But then again, that'd be original. Of course, if Kiana likes it bold, such as purring in my arms, I might just have to hand you the treasures. That's not what I meant. Alicia, if the treasure hunt is a hidden attraction, what are the treasures? A secret. What they are and what makes them special, you'll see when you find them. Yeah, fair enough. I thought, okay. Investigate. A travel guidebook dropped by someone. Bum, bum. Judging by its format, it seems to be an edition released much earlier than ours. But it's as clean as a new copy. At least it's still a flirt. At least it's still a flirt no matter what. An amusement park ticket folded square. The date field is blank. A slightly damaged student ID booklet, the symbol of Chiba Academy was printed on it. Chiba Academy! The inside of the booklet stunned her. What's my student ID booklet doing here? She looked at Kiana in search of an answer. Oh. In terms of specialness, this might be the first treasure Alicia mentioned. I guess I misunderstood what she meant by treasures. But I never thought I'd recover it. I don't even remember when and where I lost it. Dazed by the girl smiling immaturely in the photo, May felt as if she was not staring at her younger self, but a lookalike from a distant planet. If there was a mirror, she might actually look into it to find out how different they were. Speaking of which though, although Chiba Academy and St. Freya are both high schools, they feel entirely different. I remember Kiana didn't transfer in for studies, but for the student status to search for Mr. Siegfried more conveniently. Yeah, that and we weren't in the same grade. We didn't cross paths at first. And my knowledge of May was limited to the nickname Lightning Queen. And like the Silver Wolf of the Urals, May had a famous nickname at Chiba Academy. It was pretty famous in a way. That wasn't a good thing though. More like a horrible thing, she thought. A nickname is a stereotype imposed on an individual by a group. Once formed, it can rarely be changed. All subsequent actions of said individual will be tainted by their nickname. Over time, people may be influenced by nicknames to the point of agreeing with the stereotype. But looking back now, I understand why those things happen. I had a wealthy family and excellent grades, but was laconic? And chauffeured to and from school. Everyone believed this heiress had very high standards and was driven by profit. Worst of all, I thought this was how socialized it was supposed to be. It wasn't until misfortune struck my family that I realized I was living in a bubble. Now that I think about it, I only needed a real friend. Of course, she didn't need to stand up for me when my classmates badmouthed me, or lend me her umbrella when I forgot mine. She just needed to talk and share food with me during lunch break. Then this memory wouldn't pain me. Yep, so Danae. Kiana's reaction startled May. She thought Kiana would have much to say about this subject matter and the dreams she had. What's wrong, May-senpai? It's Kiana in quotations, lol. Has it always been in quotations? Wait, no way I haven't noticed that it's been in quotations. Kiana. Holy shit, so... Now that we've found the first treasure, let's move on to the next one. Has it been in quotations this whole time? May did reconstruct the entirety of Alicia's sim using a memory of her. It could be a form of Ellie helping her out now. Yeah, but May did that like knowingly. But I guess it's like, I don't know, fair enough. Probably. Maybe. The Alicia just kind of seems like she's leading, like, knows what's happening. That's what it feels like. The Alicia just feels like she's running the whole fucking story right now. Like usual. A futuristic robot model. Feels like something Bronya likes. There's Bronya in quotations as well. Oh, for fuck's sake. Then Bronya is more than happy to keep it. Right, okay. Bronya and Kiana. Bronya. Kiana, yes indeed. So they're not real Kiana and Bronya in any way. I guess that it is a dream. And May is slowly realizing that some shit's not like, some information's not lining up. That's essentially what's happening. And Alicia's kind of helping because, yeah, that does make sense. Alicia's kind of like internal construct or some shit that May has through something. The fucking flowers, the weird crystals or the memory fragments or whatever is helping May wake up from the dream which she's in right now. An old bamboo sword. May picked it up. On a sudden impulse, she read her body, focused her mind, and swung it down swiftly. Wind. Phew. Wow. You're amazing. What's that move? Well, it's not a move, actually. It's a Suburi, the most basic practice swing in Kendo. Wait, were you there just now? That's because you found the second treasure too quickly. Well, isn't it special? As a gift from my father when I first began practicing Kendo, it's special enough. But don't you find it strange that an item in my family storage is in the amusement park? Well, I mean, the game designer tailored this game for you, so it's natural for the treasures to be associated with you. Besides, aren't you happy about visiting an amusement park and reliving the good old days with your friends? She hesitated when she should not have. Alicia, however, seemed to have foreseen her response. She only smiled at her encouragingly. Yo, bro, Alicia's like just the most I know everything that's happening right now, and I'm just fucking with you character. That's her whole character archetype. I know everything, I'm fucking with yous. In the silence, several petals brushed past her hilt-gripping hand, taking her mind back to many years ago. At that time, her father demanded her to swing a sword 300 times a day. Despite her fatigue, the force and accuracy of her swings must not lessen, or she would have to start over after resting. To the girl who didn't yet understand why she must swing, the Suburi session quickly became her most painful time of day. It took her a year to swing 300 times in one go. Then her father set the goal to 400 times. In comparison, the present was extremely fun, yet a few attractions somehow managed to tire her out. She tilted her head to look at Kiana and Bronya. As she thought, they didn't say anything while she was thinking. About whether I'm happy or not, I feel alright. May, how gentle of you to say that. However, sometimes being honest brings better results. Better results? May mulled over the two words and quickly sensed a subtle incongruity. If she... What a fucking word. If she should be honest with a dear friend, then why did she answer her so ambiguously? Was it because she didn't want to spoil their fun? She didn't want to upset them? Or she didn't want this fake dream to end? Got 'em, boys. Alicia's in on it, dude. She's in on it. After breaking through the foggy dizziness, she smelt... Smells like reality. You're right, Alicia. Sometimes being honest does bring better results. What do you mean? May? I mean, Bronya says. What are you talking about, May? Nothing! Just lamenting the fact I got tricked by such a tacky dream. If word gets out, I'll be teased to death by the real Kiana and Bronya. I remember you said, Bronya, if someone in a sci-fi flick repeats what she said many times, we'll suspect she's not a human, but an android. Isn't your May just like that? And Kiana, you have so many flaws that I've been unconsciously justifying them. The real you could never stay quiet when playing games or talking to Alicia. Oh, you've got the hang of the reverse red light, green light game. Yes, only reacting when I look at them and standing still when I look away. Reversed red light, green light is an accurate analogy. Despite it all being fake, I want to thank you. This is an amusement park after all. The instant May pointed out the nature of the dream, the Kiana and May under her watch immediately disappeared. Their exit is as brisk as the press of a delete. I thought it'd be more dramatic. Yeah. Long time no see, Alicia. Indeed, so this is the real Alicia, incredible. Just saying, even if I guess things right, I haven't played Act 2 yet, first time seeing it. Oh, damn, nice. Well, here's the thing, speculation and guessing is absolutely incredible. It's fun times. Long time no see, Alicia. Oh, dude. This time is so good about Alicia. This time is so good about it, dude. Hi, long time no see. I'd love to say that if I were the Alicia you want to see the most. I just feel like saying it. Did I accidentally destroy your wish? I gotta fix this. Jesus Christ, say that. Now it's Alicia in quotations. God damn it. God damn it. Long time no see. Seeing May happy makes this guide Alicia just as happy. Guide Alicia? That reminds me of Elf Alicia. She was the keeper of the archives, but also acted as a guide for me. Well, there's another me? And in order of appearance, she seems to be my predecessor. But I won't lose to anyone when it comes to guiding tourists. Her declaration made May realize something. She realized this was a dream, but this did not change anything. She was still trapped here and could not channel her HoTr authority and Alicia, who should have disappeared alongside Kiana and Bronya. I think this can be attributed to the difference in the way we exist. How do you know what's on my mind? Well, I got ahead. Anyway, that's just your dreams. Just like their imaginary friends we draw when we were little, they'll vanish when you stop believing in them. But I'm still closely connected to the signets you've inherited and the treasures you're about to find. I'm less sensitive, but more stable than them, which is all that matters now. I see. Had you not popped out and diverted my attention little by little, I might still be blissfully playing the reverse red light, green light game. You should say garner your attention. My throat's getting dry. You haven't changed at all, Alicia. But that implies you're quite satisfied with the image of Guide Alicia. You have other images? I have like 13 images, and each image has more than one style. But what I'll appear as ultimately depends on the tourists. For example, if you and Calpus are on the best terms, I'll automatically transform into Butler Calpus to guide you. If you and Calpus are on the best terms, I'll automatically transform into Butler Calpus to guide you. Surely we can get some image examples, right? Surely you can't just say this and not provide examples. Come on. Come on. Somehow I guess you'd use Calpus as an example. Come on, can we get a visual on this? Please? You purposely took me to the games I've played and repeated what Alicia said to me in order to lead me to the realization that this is just a dream, right? That's exactly what I did. But you're much more perceptive than I thought. I thought you wouldn't realize something was wrong until the third treasure. The third treasure? Is it the real treasure you mentioned? The guide Alicia closed her eyes and gave it some thought. About what the real treasure is, what it does, how to find it, and where it's hidden. Why am I? Who am I? What I exist for? I don't have a clue either, in fact. In other words, we'll only know if it's the real treasure when we find it. But if you really don't know anything, when I found the bamboo sword, why did you... Oh. Let me guess, I failed to catch Bro. Bro, I caught Kiana 3 times. Give me a break. I caught Kiana 3 times, dude. She's a slippery son of a bitch. What do you want from me? She's a slimy dog. 25 minutes we've been here? Dude, Jesus Christ. An envelope appeared to contain something important, but after opening it, only a blank, crumpled letter was found. What? My hunch said it was hiding something. It's fine, let's keep looking. I need to get some water after we finish like a chunk of this. Oh, hello. Something appeared to be hidden, but a closer look revealed nothing was there. Come on, Guide Alicia. Go, 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 go. We've become less proficient at this game. I can hear your thoughts, May. Yeah, May, I can hear your thoughts. A delicate, quaint wooden box. Why is it here? May opened the box. Inside lay a violet omamori. What's this? It looks lovely. This is the omamori my mother sought for me. The abnormality made her stop. God, Alicia, you are my mother? This is sudden, but I guess you figured me out. You knew this would happen? If so, then we were... If I told you the truth at the start, I'd probably be identified as a foreign matter and deleted by the dream before you could figure out anything. Of course, I have ways to bypass it, such as by running into your arms and slipping you a note that tells you the truth and my feelings for you. But even if it could work, I'm still against the idea. If you wish to have fun in an amusement park with Kiana and Bronya while led by Alicia, then how would I have the heart to cut your dream short? I'm your guide, but also an extension of Signet's. I'm afraid I can't accompany you anymore. But I believe in May. I'm sure you can find the real treasure. The abrupt ending of today must be for the romantic beginning of tomorrow. Why is everything that she says so rather poetically beautiful? The ending of today is beautifully constructed, the tomorrow of never-ending guidingness. It's beautiful. Blah. Incredible. I called Bronya 4 times and Kiana 3 times. Weird flex, Hershey. You're playing a claw game in a pixel game. Weird flex, but hey, fair enough, dude. Fair enough. The faraway buzz contrasted with the surrounding silence. May only stood there. A sudden sense of loss diluted her newfound joy. Whether it was realistic illusion or delusive reality, they would ultimately leave it once and for all. But the dream continued. After gathering herself, May went to the bench on the left and spread out the treasure she had found. A travel guidebook, an amusement park ticket, a white cat glove puppet, a bamboo sword, an omamori, and a blank letter. I mean, the game designer tailored this game for you, so it's natural for the treasures to be associated with you. Looks like they need to study each of them. Just when she was about to peruse the travel guidebook, she heard another quote from Guide Alicia in her head. My hunch said it was hiding something. Wait, if what she said is true? May closed her eyes to focus on the envelope in her hands. Now that she could not channel her HoTr authority, she could only rely on the signets inherited from the Flame Chasers. She cut off. Oh, isn't this fucking Alicia's plane of reality or some shit where she like breaks the universe? She cut off the noise and let her mind swim amongst the stars. Oh no, it's like a Griseos or something. Millions of stars were millions of possibilities, and the signets often pointed her toward the one that shone only for her. Yet this time, she was greeted by inky darkness. When May opened her eyes, she didn't see the words she wanted to see in the letter. What's worse, she couldn't sense any lingering energy. She didn't want to question what Guide Alicia said, but much less deny her heritage. Conflicted, a thought swings to mind. If there's nothing wrong with them, then maybe it's me. She examined the letter again as a tourist. Describing it as a crumpled was perhaps too general. The letter was creased of varying lengths all over. It was the sheer number of creases that made the letter appear crumpled. I was so dumb. Treasure hunting was never a game that required special powers to beat. She fell into the inertia trap at the very start. As a tourist, all you have to do is enjoy yourself. Yes, you're right. I just need to enjoy myself and rediscover my past while I'm at it. She carefully folded back the letter along the creases. For ordinary people, this may be a challenge too difficult, but for me, this is merely a pastime. Ah yes, origami. After all, origami, ikebana, and chanoyu and kendo were a part of her heiress days. And with restoration came the favorable turn she had been waiting for. This is... Gradually, the paper flower came alive, bloomed and solidified as if being framed at the height of its beauty. When the glow faded, floating before her was a pink crystal flower she couldn't be more familiar with. Can I get a look on this? Ah, yes, that's paper. Incredible. A paper crystal. Does make sense, though, for this to appear. To welcome goodness, you chose to change. Yes, to welcome goodness, you chose to change. Said nobody ever. Yeah, this is quite cool. Honestly, it's always an enjoyable time when Alicia's on the screen, because it's a mysterious story, but it's a fun time, right? The only pros of having Alicia in the story. To acquire power, you learn to persevere. Did I? Did I really, though? Boom, 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 boom. Alicia's a fun time. Fun, fun, fun. To unify your body and mind, you began to grow. Oh, God, sorry, that's a yawn right there. My bad. Hiding the real treasure here. That's original. Touch the flower. The crystal flower stopped flying onward. Obviously, it had taken May to its destination, which was the start of the treasure hunt. It fell gently to the. It just fell gently, I guess. The instant it touched the ground, it let out a puff of smoke. Then a treasure chest appeared. May understood everything when she opened the chest. Although there was nobody to show her the way out, this object must be able to. The end of the game doubles as its start. Makes sense. It's like a helix. Vilvi. Huh? Huh? Oh, fair enough. Hello there, Miss Tourist, who inherited all the signets, or should I call you Mr. Tourist? First of all, congrats, the compass you're looking at is the real treasure of the game, and a keepsake from me. But I'm really curious about how you did it. That was the work of a great magician. After the great magician proposed the idea of restoring origami, the flame chasers all tried, but only the expert did it. It said even Alicia, her muse, failed. Or should I say, you who inherited the signets is an origami master? What, did I get off topic? Anyway, the treasure hunt's triggered by a special predicament. As your reward for winning, I'll take over as your guide and lead you out of here. The principles are hard to explain, so just remember one thing. If I can create untruth with truth, I can naturally do the opposite. Since you've inherited the signet of every flame chaser, neither Finality nor Project Stigma is the end of humanity for you. You've inherited the signet of every flame chaser, neither Finality nor Project Stigma is the end of humanity for you. Fair enough. So just May can't die because of Signet. The other matter, which is about her. Oh well, let's continue this topic after we reach the real backdoor. But don't get your hopes up. Oh yeah, it's that classic backdoor shit that Vilvi did to May, I guess. So wait. This whole thing. Alicia, all the flame chasers had like a fucking a contingency plan. Like a fucking, like a last fucking resort plan for if someone does succeed them and get all the signets. And they end up getting to the Project Stigma phase. Bro, this is like Batman level of preparation and it's just fucking cringe. Bro, relax. If the world ends, it ends, dude. That's fucking incredibly... Ugh. Like, all the flame chasers... It's so odd. Wait. Oh, fair enough. I'm not gonna think about it too much. I can't be asked. Don't get your hopes up. Batman levels of preparation. After people wake up from a sleep or other distractions, they must often check the compass for directions. Don't wait until we lose our way or this world to start discovering ourselves, our situation, and the infinite scope of our relationships. The pink dream gradually restored or retreated from Raiden May's foggy mind. But the back door and the beacon left by signets, the imaginary compass led by Vilvi, was being clutched by the unconscious successor. Is that Hua? You turn out to be a fighter. Good thing I don't have to save your hide again. I know it's Senti. Alicia Vilvi. And we're back. Did I have a long dream? Dream? You vanished for half an hour. Are Kiana and Bronya alright? I guess so. They also hallucinated while investigating the area. Luckily, Durand will act as superfast and save them from the same trouble. Come stand still. Let me give you a checkup. Without hacking into May's memories, HoTr Sentence examined every corner of her consciousness. I don't see any after effects. You go look for Kiana and Bronya yourself, I'm busy. Wait, HoTr Sentience. What do you need? Just to be clear, I'm really, really busy. You said I vanished for half an hour. What happened? You know what I am, right? HoTr Sentience suddenly shifted the focus to herself. After seconds of confusion, HoTr Thunder came to the realization. Are you saying you exist independently of Fuhua? Yes. Yes, that is what I'm saying. Generally speaking, I'm just a feather. But have you ever wondered what such a feather is? Isn't it a part of Feng Huang Down? Then how was Feng Huang Down created? A HoTr core from the previous era. Could Feng Huang Down feather actually be similar to the case of HoTr of Reason? You're closing in on it. You could normally take the feather as a recorder or a special communicator, but fundamentally it's the inside of the HoTr core and a port between the imaginary and the real. You know Sealy once vanished in the Sea of Konta, right? What's happening to me and what's happened to you are similar to it. The only difference is that our entity is denied by the imaginary space, not the Sea of Quanta. The thing is, my core's naturally good at flipping inside out, but yours obviously aren't. Hallucinating, dreaming, vanishing. Where space is chaotic, all the tricks played by Project Stigma are related to this flip. Did Hair do this? I don't think so. But guess what? I'm not a teacher. You know so many scientists, save the harder questions for them. I've been helping you long enough, I deserve a break. Post of Sentence waved as usual and vanished once more. And for some reason, May remembered a book she read in St. Freya. Long ago, I lost a hound, a claret horse, and a turtle dove. I'm still looking for them. To many travelers, I've expressed how much I miss them and described their characteristics and the calls to which they responded. I once met several people who heard the hound bark, the horse run, and they even saw the turtle dove fly into the clouds. And they were eager to find them, as if they had lost them themselves. Grisea played it all ever since she left her flip-flopped? What? Grisea flip-flops? Grisea's never had shoes, I don't think. Fucking hell. It's not overly complicated, it's just a lot of fucking cross-referencing things to Elysian Realm, and I can't remember Elysian Realm. I can't remember half of the Elysian Realm shit, to be honest. So long ago, it was like a few months ago. I can't do that. So long ago. I click it. Whoops. Just standing in a park, waiting for my friends. Walking with high heels. Oh, they appear at oh, it's the Truth and the Flame Scion. May-senpai. May-senpai. Bro, why is May-senpai generic? I'm sorry to have worried you guys. It's all thanks to the Hirsch of Sentience and Durandal this time, though. Bronya is glad you're okay. Yeah, Project Stigma and its dirty tricks, we can't let our guards down even for a second. Yes, but danger often offers opportunities. For example, in that incident before, I found out that the previous era may have left a back door for us. Yo, everyone doesn't like Kevin. Nobody fucking likes him. All his friends are fucking him over. What's up with this guy? Does he not get the message that nobody fucking likes his plan or him? All his fucking flame chaser friends have fucked him up. Vilvi's fucked it. She's trying to get him killed, apparently. Kevin Killer Mark 20 billion. Apparently the best Kevin Killer Mark whatever's is going to be these fuckers. Alicia's fucking him over. Everyone's fucking him over. Kevin, get the fucking message. Nobody likes you. I think Dr. Tesla will be interested. Tesla? She said there's much room for improvement on Anti-Entropy's plan before we come face to face with the HoTr of Finality. I think the item May found might just be that improvement. But it also might serve the same, serve the same purpose as Durandal's keepsake. Durandal's keepsake? Oh man, I know this is hard to believe. Durandal is actually the original Kiana, where my genes originated. An accident erased her memory, and a series of coincidences set her on another path. We learned the truth today thanks to the keepsake from Kaslana's Stigma space when we saved Pops together. That explains. You're not surprised, May? You should be surprised, May. I'm not. As absurd as it sounds, it makes sense. Bronya, you should feel the same. Bronya is slightly more surprised, but speaking of the person that'd be taken aback by the news, it only left the principal speechless for a while, and or so Bronya heard. And that's how things are. After the keepsake shared our memory with each other, it vanished without a trace. Was that what Bronya was talking about? We can't rule out that possibility. But, because it works, it's the works of that Vilvi from the Flame Chasers, I have more faith in it. Oh, hello. You happen to be here, May. How are you feeling? Sorry for making you worry. Your safety is what matters. Hirsch Sentence has briefed me on the situation. You're planning to have anti-entropy scientists study the beacon May found. Yes. I was going to take Kiana and Bronya to the Salt Lake base. Of course, Hirsch Sentence would escort us in case of danger. That temporarily leaves defense of Saint Freya, to Bronya. After Siegfried arrives in the Deep, Fuhua will hurry over to support you and Sealy. The Deep is politically stable. Politically? There's no politics. It's the end of the world. so we can regard it as our home front. Sounds like anti-entropy has thought of a battle plan. But your beacon must be a pleasant surprise for them. So when are we setting out? Host of Tenants has walked off to rest. Didn't she promise me? I don't work for you. Why would I let you boss me around? If I weren't so kind-hearted, I'd sit back and watch Hair and the like make a fool of you. You've been here all along. If someone had paid more attention, I promised Teresa to find Ryder May and keep Kiana and her safe. When did I agree to act with you? All true. You're 50 years too early to understand friendship. Kevin is absolute numbskull, man. He just doesn't see that he has no friends. I like how Teresa bends her body to look down on May, even though she is the shortest among them. I think, listen, I looked at this, I think last time, or the last time we saw Teresa, I just think the Teresa model and her animations are just so fucking cringe. Her just idle animations are fucking cringe as shit. The weird kind of bend over thing is fucking weird. Teresa, you're the friggin' Shixel Overseer. Every S-rank Valkyrie Shixel is at your disposal. What more do you want? First Ascendants, your authority is one of a kind. You're a special case. Thanks for stating the obvious. You're not getting anything else out of me, though. I know you're a free-spirited Hersher, but I was actually saying, even if we're worlds apart, I believe you'll keep your word and come to our rescue. Whatever, I know you're kind. You're begging me because you can't do anything without me. The best character comes in, dude. Sealy, welcome to the party. Please don't fight. Sealy, this isn't your business, Sealy, alright? I'm gonna give them a psychotherapy session to help them suck less. But we need to unite as one more than ever. We need the power of each other and everyone. Someone called that the power of friendship. We need to unite as one now more than ever. We need the power of each and every one of us. The power of friendship. Wow. Like Susanna, an ordinary Valkyrie we met earlier. But without her, we'd have gotten half the result with twice the effort in the deep. Don't you agree? Sealy. Bit of a politician. House of Ascendians shrugged in a display of her forgiveness. For Sealy's sake, now you all owe me one, understand? You're willing to make up with everyone? Quit staring at me with puppy eyes and saying those corny lines. I said please, okay? Yada yada yada. I'm sorry. So can we set out now? Yada yada yada. Just keep clear. I won't help unless you really need it. Incredible. A few hours later, Salt Lake Base. Dude, Sealy's the best. Oh, dude, not more science talk. Oh, can we, like, postpone science to another time? I'd rather do history. Moped has your analysization and put together out to another thing. I finished analysing the rock samples Teresa brought here. To put it simply, the physical indicators of the unholy relic are similar to those of the Hersher cores. Is used to be a structural unit of an oddly shaped imaginary singularity, but as it's an inactive shard, the information we can acquire from it may be very limited. That's not our concern, though. Can you infer what state Kevin's in, or what the pattern of Hersher Finality's birth is? I can't say about the former, but the latter I can correct a misconception. Hersher Finality doesn't come out of nowhere. More likely, it's always been there. Whoa. That's a pretty badass line, to be quite frank with you. Like, it's kind of like a cliche line used pretty frequently in certain situations. Let me correct you on something, though. Hersher Finality doesn't just come out of nowhere. More like it's always watching us. Always paying attention. Right? It's kind of like Santa Claus or some shit, you know what I mean? That's kind of a cool line. I like that one. That's a very nice line. Didn't you say that unholy relic is an inactive shard? Yes, but according to what Kevin said to Fuqua, the authority of finality is time. Because an imaginary singularity at the core of the Hersher is already a fixed point in the imaginary space, if we take account of time, then the only plausible conclusion is Hersher finality can withstand space-time shifts in some way. But doesn't that create a bigger contradiction? If finality is unaffected by time, how will Project Stigma affect it and seize the power through time? It's contradictory from this angle. But what if Project Stigma and finality are interdependent. I don't even know what independent means. What does interdependent mean? Eh? Honestly, I only like Tesla because of her voice actor, also voicing Nino Nakano from Quintessential Quintuplets and a few other very good characters. Tesla's a goddamn goated voice actor. After hearing Kevin's attitude from Fuhua, I am baffled by one thing. Why does Kevin believe Project Sigma is guaranteed to purge Honkai after being carried out? Isn't it because he can join Honkai if he loses? Then why does Honkai want us to join? Didn't Kevin call Honkai an embrace? Oh, you've realized. We don't know what the cocoon is, but I'm guessing it's a template. Project Stigma will merge reality and the imaginary space, presumably to synchronize the humans defined by them with finality forcefully. If I'm entirely correct, the authority of finality that Kevin shoulders will be spread evenly over all humans one day. Everyone will be finality. All surviving new humans will be cursed with finality, though it'll mostly likely be harmless by that time. With this knowledge, if new humans correspond to HoTr of Dominance's puppets, then Project Stigma corresponds to the construction of the theater of domination. No! Project Stigma can't directly control the Stigma awakened, nor does World Servant believe they'll lose their freedom in the end. So what you're saying to me, Einstein, old humans are equivalent to the cornerstones like the puppets, while new humans are equivalent to Otto Apocalypse. What does that even mean? Interdependence, relying on each other? Ah, I thought that would have been just called dependent on each other. But I guess maybe one word. International dependency does not depend on the whole world, as if to say, even if the world is against me, I will still hold my ground. Ah, I see. I'm being educated. Nice. Yes, but it's just an analogy, so it may not be appropriate. Now that we've gotten so far, the beacon you've been studying, its importance is clear to see. We've been talking about your discoveries, now let's talk about mine. Based on your conclusion, we can take this beacon that may be found as some kind of transmitter, but it's trying to message a non-existent recipient. Current measurements suggest the beacon runs on May's core and is emitting a signal which only contains a simple repetitive message to the imaginary space. Although we can't understand this simple repetitive message, given the design of transmitters, this mostly means it hasn't found the recipient. Think of a phone that says no service. It'll desperately search for a base station. Will it be the HoTr of origin? Incredible. Incredible. Foreshadowing at its finest. Ugh. Will it be the HoTr of origin? I don't know. This is difficult to validate by technical means, as none of us have seen the authority of origin before. But I'm more worried about why May couldn't find the beacon. You mean what HoTr of Sentience warned us about? That May might be targeted by Project Stigma? Uh-huh. It's this statement and Kevin's behavior that made me realize something's tricky. Be it Project Stigma, creating the beacon, or the beacon hiding amid Project Stigma, both indicate May is a pretty unique entity to Project Stigma. I don't know what this will lead to, but anyhow, it's worth a shot. You think what May wants to do, like Shixel's Island operation, won't conflict with second generation Project Selene? Of course it won't. It's also for Kiana's benefit. And in this way, our battle plan is taking shape. Once Nagamitsu finishes the feasibility studies, we can call everyone and hold a joint warfare conference on the state of Earth. We're really going out of our way this time. We surely can't lose Project Stigma in the scope of operations. Remember the spirit of Lab 42? Whoever has faith in the Lord of all things can thus eat all things. We carved this motto into a lab wall. Hey, isn't that your fancy excuse of eating junk food? There's no shot Einstein eats junk food and looks like that. Don't play dumb. That quote is carved into the lab kitchen wall. Time flew. Nowadays, perhaps Einstein only teased her like a teenage self when she was around Tesla. But the 42 that she mentioned inadvertently became an apt footnote for the following operations. That would be the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything. My throat is fucked. Origin? Massacre? Fuck, my throat is fucked. I need to get some water. But it went too intense. Copy that! Shiggle HQ is in a stable condition and can attend to the conference anytime. Take care, Overseer Teresa. Oh! Spinner Ash Terror. Does Teresa-sama plan to host this warfare conference at Anti-Entropy HQ? Yes, signals from all parties will be encrypted and transmitted through Cosmic Juggernaut! We'll organize the findings of Nagamitsu, Tesla, and Einstein, then develop a battle plan to attack Project Sigma and eventually confront Kevin. We must not only tear apart the artificial shackles, but also go beyond the ordained finality. In other words, this battle will decide the fate of humanity. Yes. Unlike Einstein and Co., we've gone through it once in a bubble universe. Although, it can't be called a success. Our perception of the enemy was systematically flawed. For that reason, this plan needs to comprise operations of different natures. Reclaiming the Earth, exploring the origin, and transcending the finality. Bro, they got all the buzzwords, dude. Bro, they've got all the buzzwords right now in this sentence. Reclaim the Earth, explore the origin, transcend the finality, devise the parallel, transcend the tritata. That the goals are strategic. They got all the buzzwords. Bing, bang, bong. For example, until we're certain we can harness the finality like Kevin, we can't destroy Project Stigma completely, even if we're capable of doing so. That's right, from a strategic perspective. But if we fail to secure a tactical edge, such analysis will be an empty talk. Regarding that, there's an interesting phenomenon actually, let me tell you about this one. Shixel, Anti-Entropy, and the Moths, or rather World Serpent, all happen to provide a solution for each of those goals. I believe when this meeting is dismissed, even the pessimistic Dr. Schrodinger will find genuine hope. Hope was an interesting thing. Hopeful people tend to fall into two categories. Those who never considered the difficulties, and those who have fully considered the difficulties ahead. Specifically, many of those present cycled form such a spiral on this matter. There he is. Look at that man. Beautiful man. After this meeting, we're going to fight a long and arduous battle. It may be needless to ask this now. Kiana May, Madam Teresa, how did you rest during the wait for the analysis results? Adequately, especially when compared to Durandal and Lisu Shang, who only slept a few hours. I did mindfulness training and sensing signets. Hopefully it'll aid our mission. I guess people have their own way of resting. I just slept in my bed. Bet they can't do that. They can't. Well, it's about time. Sovereign, let's get ready. Yes. Durandal raid Nagamitsu, how's your signal? There she is, Nagamitsu. Shixel HQ has no issues. Is everything normal at St. Freya? Is Phil Vasily Brognon call? Mr. Siegfried, what about the deep? Dante, here he is. Miss Susanna did a great job. Miss Lee and I prepared for battle. Good, without further ado, let's start discussing how to reclaim the Earth, explore the origin, and keywords. Reclaim the Earth, explore the origin, transcend the finality. Oh, buzzwords, dude. Nagamitsu, you can introduce the reclamation of Earth that Shixel's in charge of first. Oh, God. Woo. Welt Yang, Welt Old? Bro, he's Welt fucking decrepit. Okay. I've been waiting. You've experienced Shixel's island operation. We've struggled to save the headquarters of Shixel and Anti-Entropy and develop strongholds such as St. Freya from the deep. We plan to reclaim the Earth by increasing the number of such islands so a larger part of Earth can remain normal before Project Stigma is subverted. Of course, doing so would consume an enormous amount of energy, and Shixel would have to search for the imaginary for resources. Luckily, Project Stigma has inspired us. Since it uses the power of finality to reset the space around Earth, we can compete with it if we learn its way of use. Learn from Project Stigma? There's more. After rescuing Mr. Siegfried from the Kaslana Stigma space, we lured that place into breaking away from the Kevin and submitting to Teresa with Cosmic Juggernaut. This way, we gain control of an endpoint outside of Project Stigma to create an anti-Project Stigma. We also, as we all know, the other endpoint of Project Stigma is the moon. The key factor is the power of Finality that's transferring from the moon to Kevin. To emulate this directly is clearly impossible for us. However, the learning template I mentioned happens to be available to us. Well, you're just not imitating, but also using Project Stigma itself? Yep. Project Stigma is a giant web woven from human dreams. The stronger the stigma awakened, the better they are at weaving it. Luckily, we have a person of Equinox. I'm sure everyone knows Durandal's lineage by now. She has awakened the Kaslana Stigma and the Shariak Stigma. They call that becoming the goat. Becoming the goat. That's what that means. If Overseer Teresa can help us control the cornerstone of copying Project Stigma, Durandal can provide us with the path of copying Project Stigma. To control with the power of Sharik and absorb with the power of Kaslana. As long as the Stigma space can draw power from the imaginary, the girls can control how the space exists like Project Stigma. This process only requires Cosmic Juggernaut, Sumeru, and other non-Hersha objects. This will allow Kiana to focus on other tasks. Of course, compared to exploring the origin and transcending Finality, reclaiming Earth is only treating the symptom. However, it is the clearest roadmap and will provide great help to the other two. As for the participants, as I said, the direct involvement of Durandal and Teresa is required. Auxiliaries tentatively include Siegfried and Susanna. The reserve team, led by Rita, will help if necessary. Be carried out in the deep. Saint Freya is a more efficient choice, but the deep is the safer choice. Are you saying without external interference, the deep dodged the Finality's resetting the world with its spatial conditions alone? That's right. Even if our attempts all fail, at least the deep will preserve a piece of past reality. Like a bubble universe that Durandal anchored. I finished the introduction, the reclamation of Earth. Can I pass the mic to Dr. Tesla? Give me a moment to recover. I need some water. I've only got a bit. I need to recover. My throat is killing. Before we get into a Tesla spiel. Holy crap. So with the power of Kaslana and Shariak and Apocalypse or some shit, or Vishnu, we're gonna reclaim Earth and shit, you know? That's a pretty cool strategy. There was no water in that. I pretty much drank fucking air. Oh, we'll get through it. Wait. Before we get to the origin, I want to talk about the Finality, or rather the second gen Project Selene. If this is the order, then the connection between the origin and the Finality is apparently much tighter than we conceived. I remember the original Project Selene is about mass-producing a device that can convert Honkai energy into normal energy to render Honkai energy harmless. Yes, assuming there's a linear relationship between Honkai and civilization, it would have been the perfect industrial solution. But Anti-Entropy later realized that the Hersha of Finality exists beyond the world. It's intrinsically different from the other Hershas. This is what caused Selene to fail in the previous era. In the face of a transcendent being, no amount of time or production capacity was enough. Therefore, the second version of the plan is no longer an industrial solution, but a special operation. Special operation? It's similar to the situation with the Hersha of Dominance and Otto in that we need to fundamentally change how our enemies exist. This is what Dr. Einstein specifically told me when preparing for the meeting. You mean this project is closely linked to Kiana? Yes, in simpler terms, we will imitate what Siren did in the second eruption. You should remember the... Oh, Tesla doesn't have a voice. You should remember the unmanned battleship captured by Saint Freya. It was supposed to be the launch of the second gen Project Selene. Only we didn't foresee those changes. Furthermore, the facts prove that we oversimplified Kiana's issue. Back then, nobody imagined the persona of the Hersha Void would revive and worsen after so much longer. That wasn't only disastrous for Kiana and Saint Freya, but also led Anti-Entropy studies of Hershas to a dead end. That's why anti-entropy wasn't ready to reveal this project until now. In summary, the second-gen Project Selene aims to artificially create the HoTr of Finality and use her power to complete the Selene system. Artificially create? Yes, unlike Project Stigma, we plan for humans to directly control the power of Finality. Is that really possible? HoTr's desire to control the power of the Void has caused enough problems. That's why I said anti-entropy studies on HoTrs reached a dead end before. In fact, it was by studying the HoTr of Dominance that we found a feasible technical route. Bronya's metamorphosis is strong proof. Bronya and the HoTr of Dominance. More specifically, just like Welt and Bronya are among the 300,000, all HoTrs are connected to the same object subtly. In the past, we thought it was the imaginary tree, but that's far from the truth. If we apply the concept of transfinite numbers, even if we exhaust the Honkai on Earth, we're still wandering around the lowest cardinal number and far from seeing an imaginary tree that's also infinite in scale in a transfinite sense. If you keep asking her, she might start explaining transfinite numbers. Anyway, Kevin, Hare, and the Flame Chasers in the Elysian Realm have all mentioned a cocoon to us, right? He fell from the sky that day. The people on the ground looked up and thus saw the starry night sky. In other words, an alien being that appeared at some point decides the fate of Earth and the descent of HoTrs. Adam. It's a valve that manipulates everything Honkai related from imaginary endings. Back to what Mobhead said about all HoTrs are connected to the same object subtly. Obviously, this object can only be the cocoon of Finality. And Project Stigma must have manipulated it in some way to steal the power of Finality. It's like Prometheus stealing fire, isn't it? Fucking hell. It would have been interesting if suddenly during the war, Galaxy Callan dropped by to help. It's mate time. Galaxy Callan. Honestly, that's what I want. Galaxy Callan. Jesus Christ Callan. That's all. If we consider the case of the HoTr of Dominance, I mean how it could have existed, everything boils down to one answer. The cocoon of Finality is the only imaginary singularity and only a HoTr core. Its projections between different dimensions cause different HoTr authorities to appear in reality. Its projections between different dimensions cause different HoTr's authorities to appear in reality. That's a bit of a cop-out answer, I'll be honest with you. Are you saying all HoTrs are about a shadow of Finality? Like the relationship between bubble universes in the proper world? Yes, you can think of the birth of every HoTr as an embrace of Honkai to reality. Maybe it's the sheer number of dimensions between us that made this embrace so erroneous. Hence, the HoTr Finality has given the authority of time to find the right embrace through trial and error. Does it sadden you to realize that humans are merely lab rats in the universe? But even lab rats occasionally get the chance to run away. Our way of artificially creating the HoTr Finality is to emulate its authority so we gain control over the power of Finality. Humans will not adapt to the environment, but transform the environment to adapt to humans. Which is to say, one of us needs to step up, seize the authority of Finality, and become the HoTr of Finality. That's the plan. And there's another similar case besides the HoTr of Dominance. Could it be Siren? Yes. In the second option, Siren fused the authorities of Reason, Void, Thunder, Wind, Death, and Fire. She got the fucking Infinity Stones, yeah. Honkai is infinite, but the imaginary is infinity made from infinities. One is far larger than the other. Yep. If that's what you got, fair enough. I got nothing from a lot of this information. I'm just reading it at this point. I'm just hoping and praying that I understand in the end. Yeah, Reason, Void, Thunder, Wind, Death, and Fire. Her use of them was extremely inefficient, but what's truly noteworthy is that possessing so many authorities didn't impact her personality visibly. Even if someone actually possesses every HoTr authority, that's not the same as becoming the HoTr Finality, right? Yeah, artificially and natural born are different, as they should be. Brain and computer, body and solium, HoTr and the Stigma awakened. As the Turing test has taught us, as long as the same result is achieved in the end, the details of the process don't matter at all. Ultimately, whether it's Project Sigma or Nagamitsu's plan, they both emulate the finality from different perspectives and on different levels to serve specific purposes. In comparison, Nagamitsu's plan is somewhat superficial and Project Stigma is simply inhumane. So the reason I want to talk about finality before the origin is the price we're willing to pay. If we disregard the unknown help from the origin, according to the needs of Celine, we must literally gather all HoTr cores on one person in whatever way we can. In practice, it'll be as dangerous as carrying out a mantis surgery at least. But if what we want to deliver or believe is true, that HoTr of origin has left a shortcut for herself for today's plight, if everything goes according to plan, we may actually welcome a perfect happy ending. Kiana, you didn't give your opinion. Is it because you already knew before the meeting? Yeah, but it's not something I can decide. From my perspective, I hope May and everyone can work with me to create a tomorrow where everyone's happy. Everyone. That includes you and me, right? So are you willing to believe in me and yourself? I heard you. I'm more than happy to do it with you. Additionally, I take it that the exploration of origin is backed up by a plan like the reclamation of Earth. Yes. Similarly, we plan to use Project Stigma to find the right way of using the beacon. To be more specific, it's an hour later, a bit of a time skip. Oh. I see. Squad? What's up, squad? The progress of the other two ops and complexity of Project Sigma. We might grab victory with ease or be faced with a never-ending battle. Neither sound great. Oh my god, they're stuck. That's why we divided between combat teams and security teams and reserve teams. Are you unhappy being on the security team? I feel more sorry for someone your age to join the combat team. I knew you couldn't be nice. Let's ignore this old man. He just has a particular sense of humor. Sorry to interrupt. Overseer Teresa Drana-sama, Mr. Yang has initiated the special comm. Looks like Reclamation of Earth is about to start. Which means Raiden, May, and Co are waiting at Saint Freya for us to stir the directory woven by Project Stigma. And of course, even if Project Stigma isn't stirred, they can create the opportunity to explore the origin with their own power. Yes, but we shouldn't keep them waiting. Susanna, put him through. What's the situation? The Deep is ready. Good, then as interim sovereign of anti-HP and Sixual, I hereby declare that the three-step strategy, which will surpass Project Stigma and end the threat of Honkai, has commenced. We strive to reclaim Earth and explore the origin, which in turn will dictate how we transcend the finality. Let us operate, begin, command, whatever. Oh. You understood everything before the meeting starts, and we're here trying to understand every word from a dictionary? Well, Kiana has had it explained to her, like, by a guy, and I'm just reading text, and I'm dumb as hell. Celestial Hymn, what year is this? Celestial Hymn is great, dude. Isn't Celestial Hymn her, like, canonically strongest version or something? Isn't that true? It's canonically her strongest version? Or am I thinking of another one? Maybe I'm thinking of another one. Oh! Bum bum bum. What about Celestial Herstia? Herstia of Celestial? Of the Celestial? Yeah, why not? Get that in. Herstia of Celestinians? I wouldn't mind a Herstia of Celestinians. Yeah, that's valid. Except augment while the paddle level 4 restrictions lifted. Yeah, but Celestial Hymn's close enough, you know what I mean? That's close enough. Maybe Celestial Hymn is her baseline form. That's like her constant damage form. Oh, bro, go away. Oh my god, I forgot that she has this ability. What the hell? Just her, him, and her? True, her, him, and her. Her, him, and her. Boom, boom. Ba-da-ba-bum bum ba-da-ba, ba-da-da-bum bum ba-da-ba, ba-da-da-ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-bum bum ba-da-ba. Boom! I guess, yeah, how she'd be most useful in this form for now, his support with impaired skills. Exactly, and I'm playing Palatinus. Yeah, we're playing Palatinus. The game knows what it's doing, even though I don't think I get the buffs from Celestial Hymn, because she's not a character. After the Husky and the Rift collapsed, the artificial battlefield in the deep was enjoying a temporary yet absolute tranquility. And the other two Valkyries who would put their part of their reclamation of Earth had been waiting for this moment. Although I used a Missile Flower to guide Shariak's Stigma power to overcome the obstacles created by the Stigma space for the first time not long ago. Maybe it's because the current Project Stigma is also devised by a Shariak. This method can achieve even better results than directly using Cosmic Juggernaut. So Cosmic Juggernaut is guiding our powers externally and expanding our influence as much as it could. Yes, reclaiming Earth will be a long process. But a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. I don't think it'll be more difficult than walking back to Earth from the moon. Why am I not surprised to hear that? Without further ado, let's get to it, shall we? Oh. Insert flower. By the power of Equinox, I'm going to play the role similar to the Holy Blade. Manipulate the world and anchor it to you. The successor of the Castellana Stigma space. Darkness from hell. Level 2 output. Level 2 output? Is that good? I don't know. Holy Lance Reflux pre-unleashed. Bro, they just got a pre-arm. Oh my god. An in-story pre-arm? The world's being conquered. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stronger? Stronger. Wow. Wow. The Impairs in enemy so should be helping. Well, no, what I mean is that, like, I don't think Celestial Hymn is counted as a character in that setting because she's just an NPC. And so they could have just put the character there just for cosmetic reasons. 2 hours later, where everything began. The power churning beneath the deep had yet to reach here. The crashing of waves that was woven by billions of existences kept its distance from the solitary Saint Freya. Amid this fragile tranquility, HoO! The girl just drew an extremely deep yet perfectly normal breath. Science would reveal this instinctive behavior to be incredibly complex, smooth muscle, alveoli, blood, mitochondria, citric acid cycle. They collaborate on different levels to complete body weight exchanges to allow an organism to live another second. Conversely, no matter how complex and sophisticated a skill is, as long as it can be programmed, it can become an instinct. Such as an action she was performing. How's it going, Bronya? Like the previous monitorings, although Durandal's been replacing and stripping the fractions of Project Stigma, the main net that's taken shape hasn't changed a bit. In other words, we can't hack into it and use the origin beacon yet. Yes. What about Fu Hua and the others? Since we began monitoring the mainnet of Project Stigma, the monsters that renormalized space have been reappearing at St. Freya. To ensure we can call, Fuhua's handling them with Kiana and Lisa Shang. Are those monsters anomalies? Are those monsters anomalies in any way? Anomalous, right? Not anomalies. Anomalous. Such as steeply increasing or decreasing in number. I don't think so. Although the opportunity hasn't presented itself, if any change occurs, we need to pour ourselves into it. Sentience? What? Don't something? What do you mean by working with? I'm directing her and you. In terms of monitoring, this model is more effective than expected. Of course, it also caused more fatigue. In fact, since noticing Host of Sentience pulled away from her mind, she had been saving energy with the easiest posture possible. Host of Truth was capable of deconstructing Project Stigma to find its potential flaws. But searching the web of stigma woven by the will of 7 billion people was a different matter. Luckily, the one who was unparalleled in the field of pure mind was with them. Look at your twig arms. You should eat meals and 2 more burgers a day like Kiana. With Bronya as the predecessor and HoTr of Sentience as the driver, this has substantially improved our ability to monitor Project Stigma. It's thanks to Dr. Einstein. When Cosmic Juggernaut is already running at full capacity and Kiana still needs to conserve her strength, she invented this brilliant monitoring method based on Stigma Project being a mind space, Project Stigma. They put in the wrong fucking order. And when Pream's first revealed on Chapter 12 Moth Base, the terminal you also find about Project Chimera and Talala. I would not know, dude. I don't know when Prearms were introduced. Too bad we haven't achieved anything yet, though. We can only wait and put our faith in Durandal and Teresa. Do you need to contact AE? But the doctor should be preparing a Finality-related project. I think that'll make a difference. Rather than delaying their preparations, we can exchange our work with them. In terms of results, it may be the fault of Bronya and the Hirsch of Sentience who decided to wait and see. Not blaming you, you're the strongest among us, so it's more advantageous for you to guard the center and conserve your energy until the time comes. Yeah, well, feel free to blah 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 blah. Silly mate, let's go, we should use some fresh air. Oh my god, Herrscher of Truth. Wow, I can play the new Valkyrie? That's incredible. We have to play the new Valkyrie? Oh my god. Oh, piss off. Oh, it's just I'm the best Herrscher of Sentience lady, Reason, Truth lady player. Oh, look at that incredible damage. What is that? A 4 quadrillion damage? In 1 second? Was that just 4 quadrillion damage in 1 second for no reason? Incredible. Are we late? This will be a nice exercise. Is the observation over? Yes, but Project Stigma seems to be adapting to change by not changing, so we can't observe the opening that we need. But coincidentally, in the battle just now, Bronya had an interesting discovery. If suddenly occurred to Bronya that as the main net of Project Stigma, the name Planet Directory may imply it to be a work result instead of a workplace. I don't think I can. I'm with Lisa Shang on this one, dude. I can't fucking follow. Bronya starts speaking and I'm not there. Bronya will use a different metaphor. Think of the section of Sea of Quanta we set foot in. Those monsters also displayed traces of unnaturalness. They aren't just imaginary constructs, they're tools manufactured for a job. Director May also said that Project Stigma exists to codify the world. Given that they've been attacking Saint Freya, the nature of this job is evident. Helping Project Stigma to renormalize the space. Yes. And therefore, rather than calling them imaginary constructs, we should call them the typesetters of Project Stigma. And the Planet Directory is a masterpiece of those typesetters. If we're planning to change our thinking, then we should skip the directory or the mainnet and go after the thing that weaved them. Well, that being said, actually, how can we do that? By cleverly using the resources our enemies brought to us. For instance, those weak monsters we keep defeating clearly can't codify anything by numbers alone. They serve as needles and threads at most. The real codifier, is likely similar to the husk we saw. It's an imaginary construct that can influence the laws. Could it be husk existentialism that Prometheus mentioned? Very likely. Can we use it? If the other party is able to renormalize the world, maybe we can use those enemies like Durandal and Teresa did. It's theoretically feasible, but perhaps World Serpent can't dominate them independently of Finality. Moreover, regarding the division of work, our top priority is to figure out how to use the Origin Beacon. Well, Dr. Tessa believes, since this beacon, if out of service in reality, our only option is to approach the fabled cocoon of Finality in some way. This is why we need to find Project Stigma's opening and hack into it. Well, after all, within the scope of our reach, Project Stigma is the only thing related to the cocoon of Finality. Came out of the Chimera genetics for Stigma. This long ago. Chapter 12 info and second Russian panel with Siegfried Awakening. It's provided and that swallows him, but that's Talalok too. Yeah. Yeah, we've known about. We also find out you know about it in Elysian Realm. It's like even more so explained in Elysian Realm. So yeah, we've known about it for a while. Since Project Stigma adapts to change by not changing, we can try tracing back to higher levels throughout this rigid system. This way, the entire system will be become an opening of Project Stigma. So, what should we prepare? Not much different from the previous observation, just more targeted. Don't worry, it won't be too hard. Alright. Oh god. But this character's kind of overpowered, eh? Existentialism, dude. I'm having an existential crisis with my throat and how fucking sore it is right now. Lol. Hey, Sentience. Back so soon? Stumped without me. Bronya realized that. You don't bootlick me for free. Since we're all here, let's go over the battle plan. Rather than observing Project Stigma's opening, Bronya plans to take the initiative and rip it open temporarily by force. Rip it open? Yes, as long as we go all out, we can even carve open our space in that sea of thought, which will allow the beacon to search for the real backdoor in safety. But our observation will be detected as well. Hence the temporary part. Although Project Stigma will expose its weakness when counterattacking, if the other party targets us aggressively, unlike Durandal and Co., our HoTr status will render us very passive. Bronya will stall for as much time as possible. Before that, regardless of whether you find the backdoor or what you find through it, you must withdraw in time and return to St. Freya. That's relatively stable. Are you saying when Project Stigma bounces back, it'll likely devour me again? Yes. Furthermore, if we want to reach the limit of analyzing Project Stigma as before, Bronya still needs Host of Sentience's help on the mental level. And May, you'll invade the depths of Project Stigma with Bronya. But you need to be ready. If the beacon changes as planned, we need to find the real backdoor and unleash its hidden power as quickly as possible. As for Kiana, you'll use the authority of Void to temporarily close off the mind space that will be torn open, save for the most conservative retreat route. Doing so will buy us more time and reduce our risks. Alright. But is that all the preparations you need? This is so sudden. Yeah, Social Reason can memorize what she just touches exceptionally well. Using this trait well is more important than making other preparations. By recreating the logic of those imaginary constructs, Bronya will win. Redefine the world for you. That's a big line. Redefine the world for you. ER is a recent story. Yeah, my point is that's yeah. I'm much more inclined to believe a recent story than something from 12 years ago. You know what I mean? Or from 6 years ago. No, she's not shitting on the old stuff, but the newer stuff is 100% more credible. This is that thumbnail thing that we saw. She's like she's becoming a wizard. The girl didn't appear to change after making such a statement. In the Stigma space, the string of consciousness could not be seen by those who didn't understand. Except for the Host of Sentience, who was acting as a driver. She was confused to discover her power was somehow draining exponentially faster this time. She didn't know what a great cause of her power was being used for. On the other hand, the Host of Reason and reconstructing the world was only one of the thousands of skills. Creating was no nobler than restoring the wings of a butterfly, for all who bore the name of Host of Reason believe that. Human is the measure of all things. This is the world created by Project Stigma. After the metamorphosis, Host of Truth was finally challenged by a worthy opponent. And as fate would have it, this opponent was also named World. This match took place in secret and didn't come out as a decisive to anyone. But after Durandal and Teresa, like the epic heroes who proved that the gods weren't invincible, she proved one thing. Project Stigma is so overrated. True. True and real. Project Stigma is also cringe. The planet directory. Bronya saw this atmosphere coming. Is everything alright? Of course, we might have pushed it too far, but we're approaching the center. Gotta get ready for battle, huh? That's right. But even though we made it here, May's beacon is still unresponsive. Yes. Looks like we haven't pushed as far as we thought. May, you need your best partner, don't you? Kiana? Think of it as a small surprise. The most conservative retreat route, me following you guys, of course. This will not only further narrow the spatial passage, but if I use the full power of the void proactively, nothing will go wrong. But for the overall situation, it's best for you to avoid using your full power at this stage. That depends on how well you do. Let's not waste any more time bickering. As we said, a gruesome battle could break out at any time. Yeah, let's not dilly-dally. A gruesome battle could break out at any time. Choose your difficulty. At any time, a battle could start. So choose your difficulty. Of course, we're going to go hard. Of course, of course. Yes, recent story has priority on how canon it is. Yes, absolutely, in my opinion. Persia of Mahal, Bronya? Is that what she says? I can't remember anymore. Hard mode, please. Hard mode, please. What are we fighting? Fuck, my throat, dude. The existence that even Prometheus feels tricky to handle are nearby. Oh god. Oh, the guy. Oh yeah, existentialism. True. They even said his name. I totally forgot about it. Bro, this mobility is disgusting. That mobility is fucking disgusting. Mahao is a weave for magic. Oh, you're right. Yeah. I see it. I see it. Oh, what feeling, Toyota. Ba-da-bum bum, ba-da-bum bum, ba-da-bum bum bum, ba-dum ba-da, ba-da-bum bum. Oh, I have to, okay. It's modded Plantera? True, actually. Well... I think Plantera's got a few more mechanics than this. They're I'm kind of getting that Plantera vibe. Isn't that like the whole combo and then we go this? Oh, that's a lot of damage. Oh shit, what the fuck? Oh my god! Oh, is there nothing to kill? Oh my god, it's like constantly sucking me off. Alright, now the boss fight has started. Oh, I have to break the thing. I can't target them? What the hell? Oh no, there we go. Oh my god. Is this guy gonna be a weekly boss? Is he gonna be added as like a Memorial Arena and whatnot? It'd be kind of cool if he was. Hit the weak points? Listen, you can't target them in this game, dude. Hey, Honkai doesn't have an aiming system. I hope this is true. Oh, shoot him. I wish I could aim in this game. Use cover. I've got an open field, I can't do shit. Are we done? Just like this? Yes, like the construct that came before, we can make use of their properties for now. But things are trickier than we imagined. What is it? Strictly speaking, it comes with a couple mechanics similar to quantum keys. This causes HoTr of reason to only be able to emulate its single moments. Which is to say, if we go deeper, May will enter a one-way street. If that's how will May return here? She can't return. Considering that the back door is an unknown quantity, we may have to conduct an operation similar to this one, or the rescue of Kiana's father afterward. In that case scenario, we may have to wait for Durandal and Teresa to stumble upon May in the process of reclaiming the world. Anyway, Bronya only realized that this after completing the analysis. The only time we can win is the time to enter and exit the back door. What do you think, May? I think this is my responsibility or my mission. For me, who's inherited the sickness of the Flame Chasers, this trip is more than trying to touch the authority. I believe in Kiana, I believe in Bronya, I believe in all who have been with us through thick and thin. Anytime, any place. Let's do this, Bronya. Anytime, but you only have one chance. After I begin, you need to find the only timing to hack in. Otherwise, we need to start everything we did over, and that's being optimistic. Alright? Intentional or not, as she had done in the battle against the HoTr of corruption, she began to recall all the things concerning someone with all of her heart. I hope everything helps. I leave everything to you. This is what Prometheus meant by tricky. Can you handle it? Don't enjoy your stay there too much. I'll do my best. Be safe. Do it, Bronya, says Bronya. Hello? The string of consciousness that was invisible to the mortal eye began moving again. Having lost the help of the HoTr of Sentience, the girl began to challenge the possibility she didn't tell. By using what the codification of the world had created, she would not only tear open the main net, although it's probably going to be instant, Bronya should have no problem doing it. Now, jump in the hole. As the girl signaled, she not only carved open the only passage for the HoTr of Thunder, but also made Project Stigma stop operating for an instant. Oh. In other words, she emulated the order of Project Stigma and made the will of 7 billion stagnate simultaneously for a whole 2 seconds. Today's the day that the Divine Tyrant shall be devoured. Although they had different purposes, this saying of her predecessor was apt for her. And at this hard-fought moment, the girl clutched the beacon in her hand, whose hands were spinning wildly. Does she actually appear now, or what? Do we get an actual Alicia? Nobody responded explicitly. Bright and May's comrades perfectly completed their own duties. And now before her eyes, we were in a railway station? This was undoubtedly a completely foreign world. Rather than origin of the world, this place was represented the beginning for May and her friends. Just like before, Vilvi has such unique considerations. I should have known by now. I should do what I need to do. Prometheus have Gundam mode? Probably not. Time will stop for 2 seconds. Zahuardo. Was the door this far away? Oh, is it like an endless corridor? But I've been going forward. Oh no, it's an endless corridor. Where are we going? Zhawang, Yohang, Mingyan. Oh. No, I must have got something wrong. She was looking at where the beacon pointed, not to mention she came here with the help of her friends and absolute resolve and faith. Yet this place was absolutely filled to the brim with nothingness. Right, Vilvi, is she? Out of the trust forged by the Alliance, she placed her hope in the beacon's possible change. This back door, which was considered a gift, was her highest priority for the long time and secretly lit up her desire to see her again. Click, click, click. After the hand spun several times, unnaturally, a familiar voice came from it. Yet it made the girl realize how wishful her misunderstanding of its functionality was. Oh, it's like the real Vilvi. Oh, it's like the regular Vilvi, like the normal one. I'll copy you for once. Never mind. Vilvi acting as Alicia. Hi, Miss Mia. This was not an exchange, but a sigh, as the other wasn't greeting her. I'm sorry we can only leave you a message like this, Alicia. When you receive this message, we, or should I say most of the people you know, are already goners. But it probably won't sadden you too much. When we miss you, we don't always express it by crying. But I've got more important things to say. Beings that have returned to the cocoon may not retain their personality. But this won't hinder what I'm about to do. I know your greatest regret is not being able to see how you changed the world. That's why I borrowed this backdoor from you and our successors. But you, who now exist in the realm, have gotten what you wanted, therefore, I don't want the you over here to be left out. Through this backdoor, I'll sync the successors' memory of the world with you. Bro, what the fuck? She'll sync the successors' memory of the world with you. So we're gonna have our memory synced with Alicia. And that's how we become Origin. That's how May becomes Origin. Her memories are just synced with Alicia, or she's like fully just combined. It's like a fusion dance. From now on the stars will shine, for I have been here before. From now on the flowers will bloom, for I have never left. You did it. A sudden massive flow of information gushed out of out of May's HoTr core. That was the real purpose of that beacon, and seemingly the only wish Vilvi had when leaving it. Scenes flashed across May's eyes. It was the world after Alicia had left. It was a sight she could only long for. This so-called backdoor was never the key to the authority of Origin, but only a long letter to an old friend. Even though the being known as Alicia was long gone from the imaginary space, she sent it anyway. Like the signals looking for life in the vast universe, she hopelessly yet romantically declared that the beautiful land had become more beautiful since you went away. Yes, this also means something else. Vilvi's backdoor and their hope of touching the authority of Origin are completely unrelated. Oh, we're fucked. We're stuck. Hee hee. Miss me yet? Anytime, any place, Alicia will. This anticipation would likely never be fulfilled. That's a... Listen, I'll say this. They know how to do a cliffhanger. That's a pretty good cliffhanger. Both these cliffhangers have been pretty good for this act. Or for this chapter. Damn. 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 That's pretty good. That was interesting. Most of it was just, well, wow. I like that one, actually. That was a lot of dialogue. That was a lot of dialogue, but it wasn't complex. It didn't try to be complex, except for when fucking Tesla's talking, or Nagamitsu. And then Raven comes in clutch and, Tadaima, Hersha. There it is. That's true, pretty much. That's true. Raven's gonna come in somewhere because I guess that's how Raven comes in clutch, apparently. He just appears. But it doesn't look like they fight. In the trailer, the Hyperion Lounge kind of trailer thing, it made it look like Hersha of Thunder and Raven are fighting. Because they're like standing severely opposite each other, right? Because like I knew Raven was gonna appear somewhere here because we've seen her in the trailer. But in the trailer, it makes it look like they're fighting, whilst this thing here makes it look like they're just having a cordial conversation. Next act is on my birthday. Nice, dude. Nice. Trailer was Grey Serpent. Grey Serpent appears, but it's Raven standing opposite Hersha of Thunder.